What's up, everybody? I am Mace from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. No one asked for this video, but I thought I'd give my throw in the ring. I know a lot of YouTubers, Blu-tubers, they talk about all of their movies on physical media. Me, as a kid, I always grew up with physical media all around me. I remember growing up, we used to have this big Tupperware. This big bin full of VHS tapes. You remember this, Allie? Mm-hmm. And ever since then, I always knew watching movies on VHS, so physical media has been a part of my life for over 20 years. And much recently, I think 6 months ago, I started getting into actually collecting them, like Blu-rays and 4Ks. So I have two shelves here, one 4K, one Blu-ray, standard Blu-ray, and this is going to be a two-part episode because this might take a while. I know a lot of people like the longer form content, but I just want to split it out just to make it easier for myself to edit. So first off, we're going to talk about the 1080p standard Blu-rays because this is what I started collecting first and I have more of. I have alphabetized from numbers all the way to X. I don't have any Y's or Z's, but I've alphabetized them, and so yeah. Standard Blu-rays, a good, intro. This is the first format that I started actually collecting, and yeah. So let's get into it. Before I used to spread them around based on genre, but I feel like that really didn't. Wasn't really cohesive. I like it one where it's alphabetized because it looks nicer. So starting off with number one, it is 310 to Yuma, old school Blu-ray, as you can tell from that foil. And yeah, a great little old Western movie, one of the great modern Western films, because a lot of modern Western films are a bit little too, they don't take itself too seriously, and it's a bit too, there's not that much of a plot, or there's not much of a cinematography, but this one's really good. Have you ever seen this movie, Allie?
No.
Hey, you hiccuping that back there? Yeah. Number two is 300. 300, a great film. This is the first time I watched it recently, and I got it on Blu-ray. It was one of the first standard Blu-ray movies I got at my local Freshco. And it was great rewatching this movie. I kind of want to get on 4K, but I heard it's pretty grainy. What do you think about 300, Allie?
Cool. I watched it 2 times.
And then we actually watched this in the theater when it came out, and that is 2012. Good little old disaster film. I kind of want this on 4K just to see what it would look like. It looks pretty cool. Story-wise, there's not much story to it, but it's a great looking film. What do you think, Allie?
I didn't like how that lady's husband dies, and then immediately after she gets back with her ex-husband.
I don't remember that. I haven't watched this movie since the theaters.
I only watched it once, but I think I watched a Cinema Sins or Nostalgia Critic review.
Cinema Sins. I'll keep it in our frame. Next is The Addams Family 2-pack. Great little films. I prefer the first one over the second one, but the second one's still nice. Great 90s films, a lot of charm. A must-watch during Halloween. You remember Addams Family, Allie?
Yeah, I remember they showed it on my TV. I don't know which one is which. There's one where they're in camp, and then there's another one where there's like a evil woman that wants to get money from the guy.
Yeah, it's the same movie.
Oh,
that's number 2.
Oh, I don't know what the first one was then.
Like, the lady's pregnant, I think. She's pregnant, I think. I don't know. But yeah, Addams Family, great movie. Haven't seen them in a while. Need to rewatch.
How come they never made an Addams Family 3?
Tell me they did. It was like an animation movie. Oh. Next is The Amazing Spider-Man. I actually didn't mind this movie when it first came out. Rewatching this again, it's okay. This is one of the mastered in 4K Blu-rays, so that's really cool. But yeah, what did you think about The Amazing Spider-Man?
It was okay. I always compared it to the original Sam Raimi trilogy,
you got
so it was never going to survive, especially with how they followed it up.
Yeah, and now we got to rewatch these movies because apparently...
No, I don't.
Andrew Garfield had a very pivotal role in these movies.
I know what happens with his story, so I don't.
I don't.
You need a better memory.
What?
You need a better memory if you forgot what happens.
No, I know what happens. I'm talking about No Way Home.
In No Way Home? You have to rewatch No Way Home?
No, in No Way Home, Andrew Garfield plays an integral part.
Yeah, I know. So you don't know what happened to Andrew Garfield in the movies?
In the No Way Home?
No.
Yes, I do know exactly what happens.
So why do you need to rewatch it?
Just to be whatever. Anyways, next is American History X. Says the freaking anime liker. Anyways, this is American History X. Great little film. Have you seen this movie, Allie?
No.
I kind of didn't like it because it's like, hey, why don't you feel bad for Nazis? And I'm like, excuse me? But the more I watched it, the more I liked it. I watched it recently. This is brand new in the plastic. I got it for $5, so that's pretty cool. Edward Norton and the kid from Edward Furlong, the kid from Terminator 2, is in this.
Oh,
and
really?
They both give great performances, and yeah, I think this won like Academy Award. I think, I don't know, but yeah, that brutal scene where where Edward Norton curb stomps a dude, and like, jeez. So yeah, a lot of N words in this movie. I felt pretty uncomfortable. But next is American Hustle. I still yet to watch this movie, but you know, it has a really nice slipcover, all-star cast, and I can't wait to get to it. See, 10 nominations for Best Picture, so boom. It's also a period piece. Now let me some period pieces. Next is The American Psycho. I was planning on watching this last October, but I didn't have the chance to. I know it's more like in the vein of like Scream, where it's kind of funny and it's kind of schlocky. But I know it has a lot of iconic scenes, like where they're comparing resume cards. Not resume cards, what's it called? Business cards. And he's like, oh my god, the subtlety of it, oh my god. He kind of like, he has like a boner. But I heard there's like rape in it, I have no idea. But yeah, American Psycho, Christian Bale goodness. Next is Will Ferrell and Anchorman. I kind of got this on the whim. It was like $3 at Value Village, so it wasn't that big of a loss. I heard this is a very iconic modern day comedy movie, but I still haven't watched this. Have you seen Anchorman, Allie?
I saw a few clips on it on the internet.
Yeah, like where he's warming up and he's just screaming, "There's a fire!" Anyways, Anchorman. Next is The Avengers, second best Avengers in my opinion. I still haven't seen this on Blu-ray, but I remember watching this. I don't think I've watched it that many times. But remember, it left a very profound mark on me. And yeah, Avengers. We saw this in the theaters, Allie. What did you think about the Avengers, Allie?
It was okay. It's cool.
Because we were the early adopters of MCU. We saw the first Iron Man movie when it came out, and I was very adamant on watching it. Yeah. Mainly because of Black Sabbath and the Iron Man theme song, but yeah.
Before we watched that movie, I only watched Iron Man. So I remember the memes back then. It was like, oh, is Tobey Maguire going to be in the Avengers? But no, it turned out it was like, oh, is it going to be Andrew Garfield? Nope, it's going to be the old guy.
Next is Avengers Endgame. This is the last standard Blu-ray I got before switching over to 4K, and it still holds up. Endgame is not my favorite Avengers film. I still prefer Infinity War, but it's a great conclusion. We saw it at the perfect time. We saw an IMAX in almost like an empty theater. There's a couple people there. We had a huge IMAX screen to ourselves, and it was great. I think we snuck in McDonald's or something, and it was a good experience. What do you think about Endgame, Allie?
Oh yeah, I liked it. For me, it's the end of the MCU. Nothing happens after this.
What about the other Spider-Man movies?
Well, Spider-Man is different because Tobey Maguire's in it.
Okay,
but I never watched, what's it called? Away from Home?
Far From Home.
Far From Home, because I didn't really care.
Me neither.
But as soon as No Way Home and then, those dudes are there, then yeah.
Those dudes. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it.
Really?
Next is Batman Begins. We saw this as a double feature from Spider-Man 2 and Batman Begins. I remember I dressed up as Batman. I was like 4 years old, dressing up as Batman. I remember I had to rip off my costume just to take a piss. But yeah, Batman Begins, a great intro to the Nolan trilogy, and it was a great movie. What do you think about Batman Begins? Do you remember any of it?
It's the only Batman movie that Dark Knight movie that I've watched, and also we did not watch a double feature.
Did we not?
No, I don't know. You're mistaking it because when we watched Spider-Man 2, we bought a Batman Begins popcorn bucket.
Did we? I have no idea.
Yeah, we did. I remember it.
But yeah, Batman Begins. I remember people like, yeah, Batman! And I'm like a little freaking 2 foot tall Batman.
Yeah, and the only reason I remember that is because Spider-Man 2 had a very profound effect on me when leaving the theater. Because it was the first time I watched the story where the bad guy, kind of half redeems himself in the end.
And where you kind of feel bad for you actually like, hey, the bad guy's actually not that bad.
Yeah, you feel conflicted. So that made me at first I didn't like that movie because when I was a little kid, because that's what it made me feel. But yeah,
let's get into we're getting to Spider-Man. Anyways, next is Beat Down, still in plastic. The only reason why I got it is because it's starring Bobby Lashley and a UFC fighter and Danny Trejo, so you can't really go wrong with that. Still haven't seen this movie, but knowing based on what this is, I saw the newest Michael Bisping movie. He's in the front of the actual movie, like this one, and he's like in the movie like 5 minutes. So, star value is cool, but you got to include the stars more.
I'm surprised Danny Trejo's on all of these UFC actor movies.
Yeah. Next is Blood Diamond. I still haven't seen this movie. I know a lot of people love this movie. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Connelly, and the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, Blood Diamond.
Good movie. I watched it for geography class or something.
You did?
Yeah. Because we had a very We had a very what's it called? A very woke teacher. He was very nice. He taught us about what was going on in Canada's history and the history of the diamond and why it's bad and all that stuff. So,
okay, we're not even done shelf 1. We're 10 minutes in.
Yeah, next, we're going to political.
Next is the Bourne Identity. Great film. The first in the Bourne saga. This movie still holds up. Better than Supremacy. One of the better Bourne movies, and it comes with a little slipcover. So yeah, have you seen the Bourne movies, Ali?
No.
You need to watch it. Good.
Is that who's the actor? Matt Damon?
Matt Damon, yeah. This is kind of what ruined action movies with the whole introduction of like shaky cam and all that bullshit, but it still has a lot of good storytelling aspects into it. Next is, speaking of, Bourne Supremacy. Kind of a big letdown for me going into from Bourne Identity. The action scenes are not as good. They're not hard-hitting, and there's a lot of shaky cam. But story is okay, and for being a $4 Blu-ray, I didn't mind picking it up. Next is the Bourne Ultimatum. I don't know. None of these movies really kind of stuck with me. A lot of them are actually very forgettable. But the first one is pretty good. A lot of these early Bourne movies are actually pretty good. It's just your average run-of-the-mill action movies. But also came with a slipcover, and it was $5. So can't go wrong with that. Next is A Bridge Too Far. We're going into the Beast. Oh, we're already past the Beast, but we're in A Bridge Too Far. I heard this is one of the best, most historically accurate World War II movies by history buffs. Gene Hackman's in it. It's a Richard Attenborough film. I still need to watch it, but I feel like this artwork is kind of misleading. I feel like there's more like, you know, behind the scenes, like war room type scenes. But yeah, I still have to watch it. I don't really remember much of it, so yeah. A Bridge Too Far. Love me some World War II movies. Next is Broken City. I think this is one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought with my dad, like, I think 12 years ago. Mainly because it came with the DVD. I don't think I have it. Yeah, so I have it. I need to rewatch it. Mark Wahlberg, Russell Crowe. I don't know anything about this film, but it looks enticing. Broken City. Next is Bullet to the Head. One of the better Stallone movies after he got his hair transplant. And, you know, a lot of people didn't like when he was pumping out these really schlocky action films. But this is actually one of the better ones. I think it came out 2013, 2012. So, like, movies like this and Expendables actually kind of stand up. And the action's really good. Next is Casino Royale, the best James Bond movie I have ever seen. Actually, second best. I like Skyfall better, but this is a damn near perfect movie, perfect action movie, espionage, storytelling, sexy movie. Yeah, great film. I didn't really care too much for the whole poker game aspect. I get what it was about, you know, like the whole stakes of it. And Mads Mikkelsen is a great evil supervillain. Not supervillain, but he's a great villain. He cries blood. You can't go wrong. Casino Royale. Next is Child 44. I got this at the flea market for $5. You can't really go wrong. You know, Tom Hardy, Gary Oldman, Noomi Rapace. It's a great little Soviet Union movie about a guy who stumbles upon these murders of kids, and this is the whole Soviet Union era. It's like, oh, no one gets murdered in Soviet Russia. We're all, you know, human citizens. We're all, you know, perfect beings, but apparently not. And a lot of people, this actually has a really bad rating on Letterboxd and IMDb, but I actually quite like the storytelling. The cinematography is great. It's a little low budget film, but it's still, you know, all-star cast. Everyone gives a great performance. Child 44. I actually recommend this movie. Next is the Cinderella Man, and as you can tell, I got this for $6.99. I got this at my local Shoppers Drug Mart. Still have yet to watch this. I know it's a boxing movie, and I know Renee Zellweger and Russell Crowe is in this. This is Renee Zellweger before she got her plastic surgery. So, yeah. Cinderella Man. Next is The Commuter, Liam Neeson, schlocky action goodness. Say what you will about the other movies, but some of his action scenes are pretty good. My dad recommended this movie to me, so if you're going to blame anyone for me having this in my collection, blame my dad, Liam Neeson. Next is Collateral. I got this again at my local Fresh Co. for about $4. I was genuinely surprised at this film. I thought this was going to be like the hardened assassin with his buddy, whatever, like a buddy cop film. But when I actually sat down to watch, this was a great film. I was not expecting Tom Cruise to play a bad guy, and he plays it very well. You know, Tom Cruise needs to be more bad guys because he actually plays a very dark demeanor. And Jamie Foxx is actually great in this. This is before I even knew Jamie Foxx was an actor. I saw this a long time ago, and yeah, so Collateral. Next is Constantine, another movie I still haven't seen. It's even in the plastic, but now I found out they announced that there's going to be a 4K for that. So I might save up on that. But yeah, Constantine, the only scene I remember was when he's smoking a cigarette and then he sees a spider. He closes the cup onto the spider. He's like, and he blows the smoke into it, keeping the smoke with the spider. And he's like, "Welcome to my life." And I don't know if it's just me, but does he kind of look like Neil Breen in this? He kind of looks like Neil Breen in this. Constantine. I did not know this was a comic book movie, but yeah. Next is Crank, one of the schlockier of the action Jason Statham films. I remember going through a Jason Statham kick, and it was okay movie. Not the best, but again, in the whole history and the whole spectrum of schlocky action films, this actually kind of stands up. The sequel, though, I did not like. Next is The Dark Knight, my second best favorite superhero movie of all time. The story is so good. The writing, the directing, it's on film, so everything looks great. I still have to watch this on 4K. I saw the original IMAX scenes. It's filmed on IMAX too, so it looks great. The Blu-ray actually still stands up. I was kind of actually trying to sell it, but again, there's so many copies of this in the universe. So yeah, but yeah, it comes with a lot of discs. Comes with a digital copy, special features disc, and a standard Blu-ray. So yeah, Dark Knight. And then next is The Dark Knight Rises, a movie I was kind of bummed that I couldn't see because a lot of people were getting death threats from their movie theater. From like a lot of edgelords were like calling into movie theaters saying, "Oh, I'm gonna bomb the place. I'm the Joker. I'm gonna bomb the place," which is actually really fucked up because they're kind of like making jokes of people who actually died in that screening in Colorado. So yeah, that's kind of fucked up. What do you think about that, Ali? Anyways, he's playing offensive video games, but yeah, Dark Knight Rises. We're on to the second shelf now, and that is in the Darkest Hour. I was expecting more World War II scenes. There is one World War II scene, a couple World War II scenes, but it's basically about talks about Dunkirk, but it's his first initiation into being Prime Minister of England, Britain. I have no fucking idea. But yeah, Gary Oldman gives the performance of the century. You can't even tell he's Gary Oldman. There's makeup, really good prosthetics, and he does a very, very great job. It kind of made me want to smoke a cigar. A lot of movies I've seen, they take place in the 40s, make me want to smoke a cigar. Next is Dark Man, Liam Neeson, Sam Raimi goodness. I still have yet to watch this movie, but it does come with a DVD and a Blu-ray and a digital copy, which has been long expired. But yeah, I still have yet to watch this movie. I heard it's some fun, good times, and yeah, I got it for $5, so you can't really go wrong with that. Next is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the lesser sequels in the whole new remake series. I preferred War and then the first one over this one. This one's okay. It's just the whole, like, bad, whatever. But it's still a great film. I kind of want to get the whole set in 4K. Got this for $5 with the slipcover. You can't go wrong. Gary Oldman's also in this film, so yeah. And also what takes place is it's advertising for Exodus, Gods and Kings. So that was a shit movie. Next is Deadpool. I remember when I first wanted to watch this movie. It came out in 2016. I was like 17 years old back then. 1 year away from being 18, but not old enough. So I was forced to watch Zoolander 2, and that really made me want lust over this film. And then I finally watched it on Blu-ray. Great experience. I love this film. One of my top 5 favorite superhero movies. It's just a very good, fun time. A lot of really good jokes, and I'm that perfect age, the early 20s. I was like 18 when I was 17, so like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's definitely a great film. Fun watch. Next is Den of Thieves. I was surprised by how decent this movie was. I came in with really low expectations, and I was surprised how good it is. I got this for $5 at Walmart. So Den of Thieves, still in the plastic. Then it is my, I think, second favorite Martin Scorsese film, and actually third maybe, and that is The Departed. Wow, what a great film. I came into this very blind, and I was not expecting all these twists and turns. I still need to show my brother this. He hasn't seen this yet, but so good. All the performances. I think this is one of Jack Nicholson's last movies before he fully retired. But yeah, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Jack Nicholson, an all-star cast, and you just can't really go wrong. Martin Scorsese at his best. Next is the Die Hard collection. I got this for $15. It comes with a really nice slipcover and a hard shell slip case, and then it's also a digibook. So it's really well done packaging. It comes with Die Hard 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like a bonus feature. It doesn't come with a Live Free or Die Hard. No, it doesn't come with a Good Day to Die Hard. But I heard that movie was bad anyways. But yeah, Die Hard, I really like the series. I have the first one in 4K. But I still need to rewatch them. I've only seen the first one and the third one, and those are great. So yeah, Die Hard, the Ultimate Collection, worth the $15. Next is Django Unchained, still in the plastic. Got it for $5 with the slipcover. I remember being very disturbed by this film. This film brings you so many different emotions. It's comedy, it's action, there's sadness, there's drama. There's so many genres in this one film. It really captures that essence of a Western film. And yeah, dude, Quentin Tarantino needs to make more Westerns. I know he made this in Hateful Eight, but he needs to make more. He's really great at making these type of movies. So yeah, Django Unchained. Next is Downsizing. Dude, you know what? I really like the premise of this film. You got Matt Damon in it too. It's just, it didn't really pan out. It was a really lazily written movie. I just didn't like it. And I couldn't even sell it because it's a previously viewed rental exclusive. So it has this little barcode thingy, whatever. So I couldn't even trade it in. Next is The Drop. I believe this is the last movie to feature James Gandolfini before he passed away. Rest in peace. And this is a great film. This is a rental exclusive. But I think this is a rewatch because I actually recently fell in love with James Gandolfini in this. Because I've been rewatching Sopranos. And I need to give this a rewatch because I remember him giving a really good performance. And yeah, James Gandolfini and Tom Hardy can't really go wrong. And Noomi Rapace from The Child 44. Okay, wow, I didn't have enough storage, but going back, next is Dunkirk, great World War II film. Not much story behind it, but it's still good. Quentin Tarantino called it a perfect movie, so yeah. I'm going to run through these more quicker now. Escape Plan, 20 years too late. Everyone was really hyped that Stallone and Schwarzenegger was in a movie. It just didn't pan out that well. Don't even get me started on the sequel. Next is Expendables, a better film, a great ensemble cast. Surprised by how good the story and action was. Expendables 2, I haven't seen this yet, but comes with a slipcover. Looks really nice. And a Future Shop tag. If you don't know, Canada, we got rid of Future Shop. That's why I bought it out, but it's great. Next is the latest one, and that is Expendables 3. I still haven't seen it, but there's so many action stars in it, I just had to pick it up. Next is Fight Club. I actually really haven't seen this because the ending got spoiled for me. But Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, great film. It's the 10th anniversary, and it's still in plastic. For $5, can't go wrong. Next is The Fighter. Christian Bale can really play a good drug addict. Great action movie, great boxing movie. A lot of story, a lot of heart. Up there with Rocky and one of my favorite boxing films. You got Rocky, you got the Bullfighter, not Bullfighter, but anyways, the Bronx Tale, I don't know. But yeah, The Fighter. I don't know what I'm saying. Next is this 4-pack Western movie that I talked about in my Western collection, mid-level media Western collection film. Not film, but video. And it comes with 4 movies. Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, The Comancheros, Fistful of Dollars, and The Horse Soldiers. Honestly, it's kind of a boring transfer. It doesn't really upgrade that much from the DVD. So I'd say if you have it, stick with the DVD and wait till it's on 4K. Next is Freddy vs. Jason, the first ever horror movie I ever watched, and it left a profound effect on me. It's just, I got this on 4K, not 4K, but Blu-ray very recently, and honestly, better than I remembered. It's not as bad as everyone's saying, but there's definitely not enough Freddy vs. Jason. Next is Frankenstein, in 3D, terrible movie. I hate this movie with a burning passion. I don't even want to get into it. Next is Friday the 13th, the uncut edition. One of the first horror Blu-rays that I bought. Great film. I still haven't seen the uncut version, so I don't know what it's with. But a lot of people say this is the best Friday the 13th. I don't know. 4 is really good. And but yeah, definitely a slow burn. But yeah, Friday the 13th Part 1. Next is Friday the 13th Part 2. A lot of people's favorite. Again, Sackhead Jason. I need to get the NECA figure, but some great kills, some great scary elements. And then I quit trying to collect all the Blu-rays because I realized they stopped at 4. So I just got the Friday the 13th Ultimate 8-film collection. Comes with all of the movies. Kind of boring because they don't have its individual disc art. But Part 3 is in 3D, so you got that. Next is From Dusk Till Dawn. It really surprised me. I was not expecting the vampire element. Besides that last, I got this for $4 at a pawn shop. And you can't really go wrong. Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino written. And it's a great little action film. I heard this is getting a 4K soon, so I'm excited for that. And it's kind of weird. Sorry. It's kind of weird, but Quentin Tarantino plays a rapist in this. I was not expecting that. But yeah, he rapes an old lady and then murders her, and then, oogles at a very young Juliette Louise's foot. So, and there's like a close-up of her feet. It's really weird. Next is Gangs of New York, which really does need a newer transfer. This is a very old, very grainy, very terribly transferred movie from film. This needs a 4K re-restoration because this is Martin Scorsese's most underrated film. No one really talks about this when talking about Martin Scorsese, but it's a great film. Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, came out of retirement to play this role. I think he was a barber or something. And then, or I think he learned how to cut. No, he learned how to butcher that. He learned how to butcher just for this role. Cameron Diaz is hot as ever, and Leonardo DiCaprio is great. I love that ending scene where it goes from old New York to new New York, so that's cool. Next is the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 digibook. Great little 1 and 2. This is the mastered in 4K version, but I have the 4K discs. But I mainly got it for this this little digibook extra, and it comes with Ghostbusters 2. Not my favorite Ghostbusters, but worth it for $10. Next is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, a great looking 1080p Blu-ray, beautifully shot. We need this on 4K. Everyone gives the best performance and was not expecting that ending. Boom. Next is Gladiator. Still haven't seen this film, but I know it's a great film. A lot of people renown it. It's a Ridley Scott film. I know he does really good action, really good Middle Ages movie. I just saw Last Duel, and that was a great film. But yeah, still need to watch this. I need to get the 4K of it, actually. Next, we're going on to the third shelf, starting off with The Godfather, the trilogy, the Coppola restorations. Now, I know this announced for getting 4K, but I don't know if I'm going to get the 4K trilogy because it's like $90, and how often are you going to watch The Godfather? This is a 4K restoration, and it just looks nice, and I got it for like $15, so I can't really go wrong with that. And I don't like the third movie. The first two movies are great. I need to rewatch the third movie. I need to rewatch this in a higher resolution. Next is three great movies, and that is The Goonies, Gremlins, and Gremlins 2, Steven Spielberg classics. I know these got 4K transfers, but they're a bit lackluster, so I'm going to stick with my Blu-ray that I got for $15. And it comes with a slipcover, very nice slipcover, and it's still in packaging. It's plastic, so I need to give this a watch. I haven't seen these movies since I saw them on TV. Next is Gravity. We need this on 4K. A great film, great space film, so much tenseness. It's great CGI, great special effects. This really needs a 4K. I haven't seen this movie since I saw it in IMAX theaters, so boom. Glad I have it on physical. Next is The Great Gatsby. I still haven't seen this movie. I don't know anything about it. I know that it's a great film. I know a lot. It's critically acclaimed, and Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire is in it, so you can't really go wrong. And Joel Edgerton, so yeah. Next is Grudge Match. I mainly got it because Joey Diaz is in it, but you got Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone in it. Okay movie. You can tell that Sylvester Stallone really bulked up for this, and Robert De Niro, he kind of exercised. But yeah, kind of a letdown. People, I was expecting a lot more, but it's okay. You know, I got for $2 at the local pawn shop. Can't go wrong with that. Next is the Guardians of the Galaxy. I give this a first rewatch when watching Endgame. Before watching Endgame, I remember passing this over, thinking, "It's whatever." But when I first watched this, I was really surprised on how funny and how great this movie is. A lot of heart, a lot of great action scenes, and a lot of good dialogue. So yeah, one of my first Chris Pratt movies I ever watched. Dave Bautista's in it, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, and Zoe Saldana. A great all-star cast, and they all give great performances. Except for Vin Diesel. He says a couple words. Next is the Halloween and Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie directed ones. This is a Canadian exclusive, apparently, a viewer told me, is that because these are the theatrical cuts. I think nowadays, if you get a physical copy of the Rob Zombie Halloween films in America, like I know the Scream Factory release, those come with the unrated extended cuts, and those are god awful. These ones are somewhat watchable. The first Halloween is a good movie. It's an okay movie. I prefer. It's one of my, not my favorite, but it's still up there with. It's not the worst movies. But Halloween 2 Rob Zombie is a terrible god awful movie. They just rape everybody. Everyone's raped, not literally, but just a story. It character assassinates every single person you love. You end up hating Loomis and stuff. It's just. Next is Hannibal, a very, 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 very lackluster sequel to one of the better psychological thrillers. The first horror film to win an Oscar. I mean, you knew its first downfall was that they replaced Jodie Foster with Julianne Moore. It's just weird. Anthony Hopkins is an old man. He's a 60-year-old man. There's a lot of high shots. There's no good cinematography. I know they try to get artsy with the whole, crucifying people and stuff like that. It wasn't okay. I know Mason, because my name is Mason, and there's a Mason in here, played by Gary Oldman, who got his face ripped off, and he talks like this, Cordell, and it's just a very lackluster movie. Next is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. This is the latest 4K release. Well, it's not 4K, but it has a 4K transfer on it. This looks really good on a standard Blu-ray because it is a lower budget film. Now the story behind this is it's one of those people, early filmmakers, younger filmmakers, trying to make a film. Great movie, very psychotic, very not scary but very eerie because you start to actually it's on the same level like Taxi Driver but a bit more psychotic. You kind of feel for Henry because you're in his perspective. But when they start raping people and stuff, that's when it gets all fucked up. Makes you feel all type of different emotions. The Imitation Game, I had a lot of high expectations for us. For it saying 8 Academy Award nomination, Best Picture, all that stuff, it's actually kind of boring, in my opinion. And it's kind of very disrespectful to the actual events that took place. Yeah, he played a big role, but there was also a huge team of, people trying to solve this case. It wasn't just one guy. Next is Inception. I need to get this on 4K. Every time I tell you that, I need to get this on 4K. But yeah, it comes with a lot of discs and great film. This was my first time watch. I think I need to give this a rewatch because everyone's like, "Oh my god, what do you think about the cliffhanger ending?" I'm like, I didn't know there was a cliffhanger ending. What do you guys think? Is he still dreaming? Was it all the dream, or was it just they just cut away for too close? I don't know. Next is The Incredible Hulk. A main reason why I got this is because of the green apple flavored shell case. No, I'm joking. This is one of the only MC films I did not watch, and I did watch, but I watched it once, like 13 years ago. Give this a rewatch. It still holds up. You got Edward Norton, who's a great Academy Award winning actor. Tim Roth, Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler, I think, I think she's in not Blade Runner, but Daredevil. And William Hurt. They all give great performances. It's one of the better MCU films, a very underrated MCU film. And yeah, I know there's a 4K of it, but I'm not going to get the 4K. I don't think it's that worth it. Next is The Inglourious Basterds. This is the reason why I still haven't upgraded to 4K, because this is actually a great looking Blu-ray. And there's not much HDR heard aspects to it, but it's a great, look at that. Great little nice little opening, and then one of the better slipcovers. It's just I wish there was a different art. But besides that, Inglourious Basterds, I've only seen this once, and it was a great film. Great Quentin Tarantino movie. I need to give this a rewatch. And let me know down below, do you guys have this on 4K? Is it worth the upgrade? I don't know. Next is The Italian Job. Great movie. Is it better than the original? Not really, but it's a great story, and some great action. It reminds me of that movie. What is it called? The Job, The Heist, The Crew, whatever. I don't know. Robert De Niro and Edward Norton's in that movie. The Job, the Case, The Catch. I don't know, but yeah, great little action movie. And yeah, wow. Seth Green. I need to go quicker. Next is J. Edgar. Still haven't seen this movie. I know a lot of people love this. Clint Eastwood directed, Leonardo DiCaprio starring. Still need to watch this. I heard it was kind of boring, but you know, I can't really go wrong with that. I'll have to give this a watch just to prove it for myself. Next is Jason Bourne. Not the worst Bourne movies, but it's very lackluster. Kind of boring, and the only cool thing about it is that meme that came out in 2016. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. But yeah, boom. Next, I got the entire Ultimate Jurassic Park trilogy. I haven't seen the third movie yet, but I know the first two movies are okay. I didn't realize the second movie was also directed by Steven Spielberg, so I have to give that a rewatch. But it comes with a nice little gatefold over there. You take off the slip cover. Then it comes with all the movies. It's very nice. No disc art, but there's some art in the background discerning towards each individual movie. So yeah, Jurassic Park. I kind of want to get the 4Ks, but it comes with all of the 4Ks, and I don't really like the new Jurassic World movies. So yeah. If they release Jurassic Park 1 on 4K, then I'd get it. Speaking of, I'm an OCD asshole, so I gotta complete the collection of Jurassic movies, and that is Jurassic World. This is the first movie. I have no idea what this movie is about, but it comes with a slipcover. I got it for $5, so you can't really go wrong. Next is The Karate Kid, a classic 80s fighting movie. I think a lot of people started signing up for karate lessons after this movie came out. I still have yet to see... Hey, Allie, what's that TV show? Karate Kid, what's that TV show called? The Academy, Cobra Kai. I still need to watch Cobra Kai. I heard it's okay, but if it's not starring Ralph Macchio and the other guy, I really don't care. I really don't care for other people, honestly. Next is Karate Kid 2, half of the budget. It's just, I don't know. I remember liking it. It's definitely better than 3 and 4, New Beginning. But, I mean, it's okay. You need to give these a rewatch. Cheesy, 80s fun. You're the best around. No one's gonna ever keep you down. Next is Kill Bill. I still have yet to watch this Quentin Tarantino movie. And I know this is supposed to be originally part 1 and part 2 in one movie, but they try to cut it down because it would have been like a 4-hour movie. But yeah, Kill Bill, I still need to watch it. I heard the action scenes are great in this. Next is Killing Them Softly, a great film, another movie with James Gandolfini, Ray Liotta, and Brad Pitt. I did a movie review, like a movie night type video on my channel, and so search that up if you want to watch my opinion on the actual movie. It's a great movie. A lot more thrilling aspects than I would have expected. A lot of great cinematography, and it's a great storytelling. Next is Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven. I still have yet to watch this, but I know it's about the Crusades, and it's the director's cut. Again, I love The Last Duel, so I'll probably love Kingdom of Heaven as well. Next is Lawless, one of the first movies that introduced me to Tom Hardy. You know, you got Tom Hardy, Jessica Chastain, Gary Oldman, Shia LaBeouf, Guy Pearce. Can't really go wrong. And Mia Wasikowska comes with this very nice little slipcover. I got it for $5. Can't go wrong. And then continuing with Tom Hardy, you got Legend. I got this for $5 at Walmart. It's still in the plastic with a slipcover. And I actually quite like this movie. A badass gangster film. I have an affection towards gangster films, so it's actually a pretty good movie. Next is Lethal Weapon. I mean, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I mean, maybe, I guess. It takes place during Christmas. The first scene takes place Christmas. The first thing you hear in this film is Jingle Bells. Man, it's a Christmas movie, whatever. 80s goodness. This needs a 4K restoration from the camera negatives because this is a very grainy, very prickly film degradation movie that requires, because I think the director died recently, right? But anyways, yeah, this needs a 4K restoration. Please, can we get it? Can you please give us Lethal Weapon collection on 4K. I'd buy it day one. Next is Looper. I have yet to watch this, but I mean, Emily Blunt, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Bruce Willis. I heard this is Bruce Willis's last great film, so I really need to watch this. I know they put prosthetics on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face to make him look more like Bruce Willis, so I'm excited to see that. Next is Mad Max Fury Road. This is the first ever Blu-ray that I watched on a 4K TV, and it absolutely blew my mind. I need to get the 4K, but it's so expensive here in Canada. I need to rebuy the collection when that comes out. But besides that, Mad Max Fury Road, great story. I was surprised. This is kind of like in the vein of Dunkirk, where Tom Hardy is kind of second fiddle, even though he's he's the first billing. It's more of Charlize Theron's film. She has more dialogue and more story arcs. Tom Hardy is he's a badass who ends up being a badass. And yeah, so Mad Max, great movie scenes. I need to get some 4K. Next is Master and Commander. I was very, very, very surprised on how good this was. A movie that takes place entirely on the ocean, and it's just a great. You got Vision from Avengers. You got Russell Crowe, and I think the guy from Lord of the Rings is in this. Pippin. Unfortunately, this was nominated for a lot of awards, but unfortunately, it came out the same year as Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, so it kind of got shoved away. But it's still a great film. I highly recommend it. Everyone who hasn't seen this movie, if you like ships, if you like all that stuff, if you like epic historical movies, it's not based on a real thing, but it's just the time accuracy, the time period, and everything is very accurate. If you check out History Buffs, he does a full review on it. You should check that out. Next is Monuments Men. I still have yet to watch this. I don't really have high hopes for this film because, but yeah, you have an all-star cast though: Matt Damon, George Clooney, Bill Murray, John Goodman, John Dujardin, Bob Balaban, Hugh Monville, and Kate Blanchett. So many good people. You got a nice little slipcover, and I got it for $5. World War II movie. Can't wait to watch it. Next is Napoleon Dynamite, one of my favorite comedies of all time, and it's getting a resurgence nowadays. So boom, Napoleon Dynamite. Oh! Next is this 2-pack. It is Natural Born Killers and True Romance. Rewatching this movie again, it feels real awkward because I know the guy, the Columbine shooter, named himself after this movie and took it very too seriously. So True Romance I haven't seen yet. So yeah. NBK. Next is the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I don't know what happened to my accent, my voice, but it comes in this very flimsy slip box, but I'm glad it came with a slip box. I showed my brother these films for the first time, and if you haven't seen my unboxing, watch my unboxing of it. But again, as I said, I wish it came with like Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and have like 1 scratch, and then 2 scratches, and then 3 scratches, but it's all just the same. But yeah, showing my brother, he's not really a big fan of horror films, but he really like this film. Next is No Country for Old Men. I still have yet to watch it. Some people call this a Western film. I don't know about that. It just takes place in Texas or something. So, but yeah, I've recently fell in love with Javier Bardem, based on Dune. He's in Dune, and he's also in Jurassic Park, James Bond, Skyfall, so I need to give that a rewatch. Josh Brolin and Tommy Lee Jones. Next is Office Space. The tag is still on there. I still have yet to watch this, but it's a very referenced meta comedy movie, and I need to watch this because everyone's saying it's a great film. Next is Point Break, one of my dad's favorite films. I've still yet to watch this, but yeah, decent transfer. I didn't really like it that much because maybe it's just basing on the DVD. Basing on the DVD, it doesn't look that much different, but yeah, this needs a 4K re-restoration. Next is Detective Pikachu. I mainly got this to watch with my brother, but he's saying, "Oh, I want to play the game. I don't want to get spoiled by it." So this is still in my collection until whenever he wants to watch it, or whenever I want to upgrade it to 4K, because I know the HDR will look absolutely insane, but I've yet to watch this. Next is Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, classic 80s film. I was surprised at how good this was. I was expecting really schlockiness, but this really holds up. I really recently watched this for the first time a couple months ago, and it's actually great. Next is Public Enemies, Marion Cotillard, Johnny Depp, Christian Bale. Boom. I like this film, and it has those old stickers. Play this exclusively on PlayStation 3, so that's pretty cool. Not the best mob movies, but it takes place in the 30s. So yeah, Public Enemies. Next is Pulp Fiction. I have yet to... there's so many movies in my collection that I haven't seen yet that you're going to crucify me for. But Pulp Fiction is a movie I haven't watched it. I think I have it on VHS actually as well. But another movie I've seen clips of it. But yeah, a huge cast, and I can't wait to watch this movie. I'm just going to include all of these movies. The entire Rambo collection. I originally got this, the fourth Rambo movie, and the first. And then I got this 2-pack of Rambo 2 and Rambo 3. And then I got this separately because I wanted to know in case. I don't know, I'm insane. And then I got the new Last Blood. A great fun series of action films. My favorite is First Blood, and then Rambo, and then Rambo 3, Rambo 2, and then Last Blood, and then Rambo 2. Yeah, great films. I love me some Sylvester Stallone, and is great as Rambo. An iconic role, iconic 80s role. Now this is a great horror film, and that is Red Dragon. You have so many good people, you know, Harvey Keitel, Ralph Fiennes, Edward Norton, Anthony Hopkins, Emily Watson, Mary Louise Parker, Philip Seymour Hoffman, all-star cast. And it's also a Brett Ratner film. So Red Dragon is a great film. One of my favorite prequels of all times. Red Dragon. I need to show my brother this. Next is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. A great first movie. One of my favorite Planet of the Apes films. A lot of heart, a lot of enjoyment to it. This is how... the apes took over the planet. James Franco is kind of canceled at this point, but I really like him. He gives a great performance. Yeah, cute little monkeys in the beginning of it. And yeah, CGI doesn't really hold up that much, but it's still a great film. And I think, Andy Serkis and all that stuff is in it. But yeah. And the guy from not Breaking Bad, but Dexter. I forgot his name. Next is not so good of a film. Movies, and those are the Rob Zombie trilogy, the Firefly Family trilogy. I mainly got this for House of a Thousand Corpses. Devil's Rejects, I didn't mind. It's not really a horror film. It's just more of a schlocky slasher film. And then Three from Hell was not even that good. Was not worth it. I did not like it. There's no horror elements. It just got less and less scary as time went on. And I don't want to rewatch it, but at least I got the full trilogy. I think it was like $10. So yeah, boom. Next is a must-own in your collection, and that is Rocky. This is the latest transfer. This is 2015, and I'm please, can we get a 4K collection? I would get that day one. Oh my God, imagine John G. Avildsen's beautifully direction with a 4K transfer and some of the really great award-winning this one award Best Picture and Best Makeup. So I really want to see that in 4K. Please, can we do this? Next is Saw, the best Saw movie, the last Saw movie that has actual direction, because I know this is where the other guy, what's his name, James Wan, I think he directed the first one. I think he left for the other movies. But this is when it had a lot of heart and a lot of like hey, let's make a good action film with some great disturbing imagery, and that's what this is. Great mainstream horror film. But yeah, Carl Elwes, I don't know, Danny Glover, and Monica Potter. Gotta rewatch that. Next is Seabiscuit. I don't really know too much about this film. I know Tobey Maguire and Jeff Bridges and Chris Cooper's in it, but besides that, I don't really have much affection towards this film. I just know, hey, Spider-Man's in this movie. I know it's a good timepiece movie. Next is Shooter. I've always seen my dad watch this movie, so I thought I might as well pick it up on Blu-ray for $4 at my local grocery store. I know it's not bad, but I heard it's getting a 4K release. Next is The Silence of the Lambs, a great film. Recently got this on 4K. I watched the movie instead of reading the book for my thesis, and I still got an A+, so there you go. Next is Silencer. If you guys haven't seen my review of it, please, I put 10 hours into reviewing it. It's like a nostalgia critic style, no skits, but I just talk about, like scene by scene reviews. So if you like that, make sure to hit to just search it up on my channel. I'll put a card here somewhere for Silencer. So yeah, boom. Next is Sin City. Great Robert Rodriguez, Frank Miller, with special guest director Quentin Tarantino. It can't go wrong. Great little film. I need to get these on 4K. Can we get these on 4K? I need to get the second one too. Now we're on to the third shelf. We're almost done. And that is Skyfall 007. My favorite James Bond, Daniel Craig's film of all time. So much heart, such good action, great storytelling, great cinematography. And yeah, you can't really go wrong. I know the director is Sam Mendes, and he made 1917, which is a great World War I film. And yeah, so Skyfall, a great film. Next is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy on Blu-ray. This is the reason why I love film so much. It made me, when I first watched these films, it made me feel like Spider-Man. I remember my dad would shove that in my head. Oh, you don't want to do this? Well, you know what Spider-Man would do? You know what Peter Parker would do? And then I'd always do that. So it kind of ruined my, hey, take out the trash. I'm like, I don't want to take out the trash. Yeah, well, Peter Parker would take out the trash for his Aunt May. I'm like, fuck, okay. So yeah, Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. I'm so excited to see No Way Home because I know he's in it. But yeah, boom. I need to give these a rewatch for No Way Home. Now, this is a very niche Blu-ray. Not many people are going to know what this is. And it is the Suicide Silence Ending is the beginning Blu-ray. It's a concert Blu-ray. I got this to support Mitch Lucker's family. He is the lead singer of Suicide Silence, a deathcore band. He passed away in a motorcycle accident. I'll show you a picture. And all of the proceeds goes to furthering the education of his daughter. And yeah, I follow her on TikTok, and I'm glad to see that she's still well and doing well and stuff. So yeah, this is one of those niche items that you can't really find anywhere. And I'm glad I got it. I got it and pre-ordered it day one. Ending is the beginning. I highly recommend it. If you guys love deathcore, death metal, screamo music, highly recommend you get this because there's so many great vocalists that feature on this thing. So if you guys don't know about me, I'm also a metal vocalist. So my biggest inspiration. Next is Taken, the 2-disc extended cut. I have yet to watch this film, but I know it's memed to death. I know it's a great little action film, intense storytelling, and some great action. Liam Neeson does his best. I know the sequels are shit, but Taken. I need to give this a watch. I might actually watch it tonight. Next is The Terminator. I did not realize how much horror elements are in this film. I kind of rewatch this now, not as an action film, but more as like a slasher thriller type movie. Great movie. I honestly prefer it more than Terminator 2. Speaking of Terminator 2, this is the best way to watch Terminator on physical media because the 4K is just DNR to shit. Everything is re-rendered and re-edited to look more modern, but you know, it's a 30-year-old film. It's not gonna look modern. Keep it the way it is. Restore art the way it should be kept. You're not gonna rewash freaking Mona Lisa to make sure she looks like she had makeup. Like that's what I do. That's what I think. That's my ideology, is that when you have art, where we have pieces of art such as movies and music and actual like pieces of like physical art, restore them, but keep it the way it should have been kept from whenever that time period was. Like you're not gonna see someone restore Mona Lisa and give her like cat eyelashes or something like that, or like Botox to make her look more beautiful towards our modern standards. That's not what you're gonna see. So that's how they should treat physical media. Next is Terminator Salvation. Sam Worthington, Christian Bale. I haven't seen this because I kind of felt that Christian Bale was an asshole when he treated his that DOP very poorly. But I need to give this a rewatch. It comes with a slipcover. I got it for $5. I need to give this a rewatch. Next is Tombstone, one of my favorite westerns of all time. A great modern, not modern, I guess, because it came out like 30 years ago, 20 years ago. But yeah, Tombstone. My dad loves westerns, so I thought I'd get this for him on Blu-ray. Next is a Total Recall. I haven't seen this movie in such a long time. I need to give this a rewatch. We need a 4K of this. Come on, guys. Oh, there's a 4K, I think, right? No, I don't think there is. Next is The Town. I still have yet to watch this, but it is the extended cut. I know John Flickinger highly recommends this film, so yeah, I need to give this a watch. Next is Trailer Park Boys Countdown to Liquor Day. I'm a Canadian. Gotta support the boys. Got this for pretty cheap though. And it's really weird art. You got the main cover on some guy's belly, on Randy's belly. I prefer when it's episodic. The movies don't really translate well to like long form media. Not long form, but like short form media. But it's definitely better than, you know, other, you know, comedy shows turned to movies. But yeah. Trailer Park Boys. I prefer the first movie, but it's okay. Next is Transporter. Again, I got these when I was on my Jason Statham kick. I still have yet to watch this, but it was like $4. I think it was $3 because with that I also got Transporter 2. And I know there's a Transporter 3. But yeah, Transporter 2. I have no idea what these movies is, but Jason Statham. He's a badass guy. Next is Tropic Thunder. Not as funny as I remember, but rewatching this, there's a lot of cool things. They talk about Blu-rays, and they talk about how, like originally, I thought this was just a normal, like a comedic take on the Vietnam War. I was not expecting it to take place during modern day, and like the whole thing about, they're actually filming a movie and stuff like that. But a funny movie, some great action. I was not expecting the action. A lot of meta jokes, and Tobey Maguire is in it, so, well, not really, but that first little opening, like those trailers, are actually funnier than the entire movie, but it's still a great watch. Next is True Grit. One of my favorite modern day Western films. Yeah, Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin, and you got the girl from Hawkeye, the girl from Bumblebee. Yeah, great filmmaking, great acting, and great movie. That's all I gotta say. Better than the original, in my opinion. Next is Unforgiven. It definitely deserves the 4 best Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Film Editing, and Best Supporting Actor. Great, great, great film. Really dark, very great, great storytelling, great acting. Yeah. Everyone, you know, counted out Clint Eastwood. Like, oh, he's just an old man. He's not going to give a good performance. But wow, he gives a great performance. Next is The Untouchables, a great mob film in the eyes of the law, like in the perspective of the law. Great film. I was expecting more Robert De Niro in it, but I mean, he does a great performance the way he does. But yeah, Kevin Costner, goodness, a lot of great films. Sean Connery's in this. Makes me cry whenever I see Sean Connery because he actually dies in the movie. So I get sad seeing him die because he actually died in real life. Next is The Warrior. A lot of people compare this to Rocky from The Heart. Great performances. Joel Edgerton, Tom Hardy, Nick Nolte. Tom Hardy's most underrated performance in this. Not many people bring it up. People bring up Dark Knight Rises. They bring up Venom, or they bring not Venom, but they bring up Bronson and all that stuff, and Legend. But they need to talk about Warrior because Warrior is a great film. I love me some UFC. I love action films, and I love Tom Hardy. So what's not to go wrong? And I got for like $5 with a slipcover that has a nice little sheen to it. Next is Watchmen, the director's cut. I still have yet to watch Watchmen, but it comes in this lenticular slipcover. And yeah, and it's the director's cut. I think it's Zack Snyder, I think? So yeah, Zack Snyder. So yeah, I can't wait to give this a watch. First time. Hopefully it's getting a 4K release soon. Next is Waterworld. Mainly got it from my dad because my dad actually likes this movie. I don't. I know there's a 4K of it somewhere. But yeah, Waterworld, and boom. Maybe it looks good on 4K. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I didn't really like the movie too much. Next is The Wolverine. I remember being so pissed off on the first... Oh, it comes the thing. I remember being pissed off on X-Men Origins. I got this because I've never seen this film, and it's the best way to watch movies is on physical. So yeah, The Wolverine. I've yet to watch it, but Wolverine in Japan sounds good. I heard it's a great film, except the ending is a bit wonky. So keep your eyes out for that. Next is X-Men First Class, the fourth movie in the X-Men series, but it is the prequel. So technically it's episode 1. But yeah, one of my favorite prequel movies. Great story, great heart. I love that it's a timepiece film, and it's just, everyone gives a great performance in it. And yeah, boom. And the prequel to that continues the prequel, but it also continues the sequels, and that is X-Men Days of Futures Past. one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. But I still have yet to watch Logan, so I need to give that a watch. But so far, from now, X-Men Days of Future Past, a great film. And it comes with this very nice slip cover. Got for $5. Can't go wrong. Boom. I need to get these on 4K. And then lastly, my last Blu-ray in the collection is the X-Men trilogy on Blu-ray. It comes with 3 movies. I got this for $10. It was a great deal. I got it at my local pawn shop. You can't go wrong. The first 2 movies are great. Third one, I didn't actually really mind that much. It's still definitely a lesser film, but it's not the worst movie that everyone's complaining about. Definitely read whatever. That the newest one is terrible. So yeah, that was all my standard Blu-rays, all 4 shelves of it. And yeah, so I've just been recently collecting Blu-rays, so I won't do another one of these videos until a year from now if I get a lot more, of which I probably will. I wanted to do a December haul, but I thought I might as well just do an entire collection for the new year because it is 2022. I've been collecting for about 4 months. So yeah, thanks so much for watching the video, man. I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. This has been part 1 of my collection. Stay tuned for part 2 coming out soon, where I'll talk about my 4Ks and my steelbooks. So stay tuned for that, and please have a good day, night, evening, afternoon. Whenever you watch this, please stay safe. God bless and cheers, guys. Thank you for watching this 1-hour video. Cheers, guys. Peace.